Airtime for this program is paid for by the Yavapai County Contractors Association, and they are solely responsible for its content.
On AM 1130, 99.9 FM, Prescott, Chino Valley, and Paulden, 95.5 FM, Prescott Valley and Cottonwood, the talk of the Quad Cities, KQ&A, it's
Hammer Time.
Waking Up with the YCCA. Hammer Time is brought to you by Lawhorn Plumbing, Arizona Modern Landscapes, JT's Septic, Granite Basin Roofing, Blind Brothers Arizona, Elan Electric, Manzanita Landscaping, Crosby Home Services, RED Plumbing, Eric & Sons, Pure Solar, and Yavapai Block. And now from the studios of KQ&A, it's Hammer Time, Waking Up with the YCCA. Here's the Executive Director of the Yavapai County Contractors Association, Sandy Griffiths.
Hey everybody, good morning and happy weekend to you. And do we have a radio show that's going to bust the seams off the airwaves this morning? In fact, bust off Mike, Wingman Mike, we're almost busting out of the studio.
We are. We have what was affectionately referred to as a drivet.
A drivet?
A drivet. That's a 5-pound bag that you put 10 pounds of stuff into.
That's what
we've done in the booth here.
No, I thought that those were called a rack sack.
Well, that could be one and the same, I guess.
Oh, okay. So, listeners, we have a drivet going on here in the studio. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the engineer is 11, plus a dog. This is going to be the most amazing show, and we're here today to celebrate and bring forward to you National Volunteer Week. And we have a sea of purple with us, the YRMC Dignity Health Volunteers. Mike, I'm so charmed by this show this weekend. Well,
but you also have to be the organizer because I've already clued everybody in to speak all at the same time.
Don't you dare. So take us to break, and when we come back, we will personally introduce our listening audience to this beautiful sea of volunteers that we have with us in the room.
That sounds like a plan. You're listening to Hammer Time, brought to you by Yavapai County Contractors Association, and we're tickled to be airing on Talk of the Quad Cities, KQ&A 1130 AM, 99.9 FM, and in Prescott Valley and Cottonwood, you can pick us up on 95.5 FM. So please stay tuned for some great messages from our ever so valuable sponsors. Fill up that second cup of coffee or that glass of chocolate milk, as Sandy likes to say, and we'll be right back.
The drivets.
We shall unveil the drivet.
You're listening to Hammer Time, waking up with the YCCA, a presentation of the Yavapai County Contractors Association. Once again, here's your host, Sandy Griffiths.
Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Hammer Time. As we said earlier in our introduction, we have a marvelous show this morning. We are all collectively gathered to celebrate National Volunteer Week, which is observed from April 19th to April 25th. So Mr. Mike Enders, my wingman, in the room with us, we have a magnificent group of volunteers from YRMC Dignity Health.
Indeed we do.
And I would like to welcome Mr. Mark Domingo. He's Director of Mission and Community Health. And Mark, you were so instrumental in bringing us this room packed full of magnificent people.
Thank you for having me. We're so proud of our volunteers, and for them to be given the spotlight and learn about their stories is going to be a great opportunity.
It is. And you know what? I like that. The spotlight.
Yes.
Very good. So listeners, let's start, and we're going to put the spotlight, Mike, on each one of these volunteers with us in the room.
Perfect.
So Mr. Rex, he's a volunteer. He's a chaplain, but he goes by the name of King. So Rex, why do you volunteer, my friend?
Why do I volunteer? Because I enjoy talking with people. I enjoy encouraging people who are having problems.
Because you're a chaplain at heart?
Because I was a people person at heart.
Perfect.
Being a chaplain came later because I loved working with people.
Interesting. So, Rex, I think it's so important. Mike, we have with us in the studio range of an age group from 27 to 90.
I agree with the 27, but I disagree with the 90.
I do too. I think he's fibbing.
Okay. We'll find out.
We'll find out. So, to our volunteers, do we think that Rex is really 90? Nah. Did we all say no? Okay, Rex, drum roll, your age.
My age is 90. If you don't believe me, you can talk to my mother.
I do agree that may be your chronological, but certainly not your state of mind.
Exactly. You know what, Rex? All I can say is Dignity Health is extremely lucky to have you as a volunteer.
And I'm extremely lucky to have them a place to volunteer too.
Amazing. Our next volunteer with us is Miss Kim. You are volunteer at the East Campus.
Yes, I am.
So how long have you been a volunteer? And for our listeners, how do you do that in your heart? Why and how come?
I've been a volunteer since 2009.
Ooh.
And I started off as a PAWS pet therapy dog, and when he retired, I started working at the front desk and various other jobs in the hospital. And mostly because I just wanted to help not only people coming in, but also the staff. I think that many of us are there more to make the job that the staff has easier and more organized for them. We save them a lot of time, and I think that makes us all feel very good.
So by saving the staff time, does that mean you help folks when they come into the hospital for directions, where to go, how to get there?
Exactly. You know, they don't have to do that because we're right there to say, they just let us know where the people have to go, and we're able to guide them so they don't get lost in our hospital.
And you know what? That's a very big hospital. It's very easy to get lost in.
Indeed.
And I always have to leave breadcrumbs whenever I go in there so I can find my way out.
But the only problem with that is that you always have somebody, a custodian, right behind you sweeping it up.
Yes. And then I'm there. I cannot get out of the hospital. Now I know to look for the wonderful volunteers in purple.
Absolutely.
So, Robert, you are a volunteer with the West Campus.
Yes, I work in the endoscopy department, and I went through about a year and a half where I was a patient, And I was so impressed with the attention to detail, the kindness of that department that I had. One of my friends was a past director of volunteers, and so I met with her and I said, I want to volunteer there.
So you're in that department specifically.
Right.
So let's roll back to Vicki. Where do you volunteer? I'm sorry, Kim.
Oh, well, I volunteer in various places.
Okay.
I help with the mail. I work at the front desk.
Okay.
I help in the volunteer office and anything else they need me to do.
Wonderful. Chaplain Rex, are you in a specific location with your volunteerism?
My specific location is the entire hospital where there are patients.
Okay, wonderful.
When we come into to go do our business there, we're given a list of all the patients, the names, and in the rooms they're in, and we visit each and every patient in each and every room.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. So you just pop in and say, hi, how are you? Is there anything I can do for you?
When I walk into the room, I always walk in with a smile
Perfect.
and tell them my name. I am Chaplain Rex, and I'm here to just see how you're doing today and see what I can do to help you through the day.
Amazing. The world is blessed because of you, Chaplain Rex. So happy you're with us. So now we have Kaylin. She's a volunteer with the West Campus. Our millennial. Are you a millennial?
I missed the cutoff. I am Gen Z.
Oh, our Gen Z volunteer. Pay attention, Mike. I mean, we all need to pay attention.
Absolutely. But I'm anxious to hear what she does.
I know. So share with us, Miss Kaylin, why you're a volunteer and what does it mean to you?
I am a volunteer attendant in the emergency department. Right now, I'm a pre-nursing student, and I am very comfortable in that kind of environment, and so it's really exciting for me to be there. But also, I was raised in Prescott, and then I had moved away for a while, so now that I'm back, it's really neat to be in a position where I can give back to the community that raised me.
Wow, what a story. Happy to have you back in our life, Kaylin, our Gen Z.
But that is a very commendable attitude.
is.
I think sometimes it takes getting away from the home front to realize just how good it is.
I know. So welcome back, my friend.
Thank you.
So we have with us Victoria. She is a volunteer, a manager of the volunteers. And Victoria operates out of the East Campus. How long, Miss Victoria, have you been a manager of the volunteers?
Since, it'll be 12 years in July.
You know, by just meeting some of these beautiful humans at the table, I don't think you really have a job to do. They make your job really easy, don't they?
Yeah. Now remember, gotta make them happy, gotta make the hospital happy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, they're absolutely wonderful. This is why I've been here for 12 years. I absolutely love them and their attitude of giving and sharing and just being kind to everybody that they see.
So how many volunteers does the West Campus have in total?
The East Campus, I can answer is...
I'm sorry, East.
Yeah, I know it's a little confusing.
I know, I'm north, south, east, and west.
I know. We have 124.
Oh, my Lord.
Just on the Prescott Valley, the East Campus.
Do you know all of them by names?
Yes.
Impressive.
Very impressive.
Well, they have to. They're family.
You know what? That's lovely. Do you all consider yourselves as family and say it all together, and then we have to take a break? Yes. Listeners, we'll be right back and continue our great conversation with these lovely volunteers from Dignity Health YRMC in celebration of National Volunteer Week. So let me see if I've got this right. Rex, Kim, Rob, Kaylin, Victoria, Vicki that you haven't met yet, Lily that you haven't met yet, Jackie, and Mark Domingo, and my wingman Mike and me. Will be right back.
You forgot the dog.
No, Lily.
Lily.
I stand corrected.
Phew. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hammer Time, waking up with the YCCA, a presentation of the Yavapai County Contractors Association. Once again, here's your host, Sandy Griffiths.
Everybody, good morning and welcome to Hammer Time, brought to you by Yavapai County Contractors Association. So we're so honored this morning to have multiple volunteers from Dignity Health YRMC in celebration of National Volunteer Week, which is April 19th to the 25th. And if you've just tuned in, we are going around our room here introducing you to each of the volunteers, where their specialty is, their expertise, and then we're going to really get into some questions and find out what their most favorite part about being a volunteer is. So we left off with Victoria. She's the manager of volunteers for the East Campus. And Victoria, you stated that there's about 124 volunteers between both campuses.
No.
Oh, just yours. Oh,
Yes.
my gosh. That's a lot of volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know all of their names, you said.
Yes.
Terribly impressed. Thank you. So next in line with us is Miss Jackie. She's the manager of volunteers for the West Campus. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, Lily wants to get in my lap. So how many volunteers do you have at the West Campus?
I have 157.
Oh, okay. Do you know all of their names?
I do.
I am like so impressed. Mike forgets my name all the time. So is it a difficult job? Do you schedule them out? Do you call them in for duty? How many days a week do your volunteers work?
So I have volunteers. Some work 2 to 3 days. Some work just a day a week, which is,
Right.
the requirement. We do have schedules, so they do have scheduled days and times. We have 2 shifts, which is 8 to 12 and 12 to 4. So we have 2 shifts per day in the various areas of volunteers.
So if Kaylin wanted a less than 4-hour shift, that doesn't happen?
We actually do have jobs that are geared more towards students.
okay. Good,
that
for school.
we can fluctuate hours.
Okay. If Mike wanted to volunteer and he only wanted 2 hours 1 day a week.
Come see me, Mike.
Boy, but I can pack 4 hours worth of work into 2. How about that?
Mike would probably, Jackie, want to volunteer in the kitchen.
Yeah. Sorry,
The
Mike.
cafeteria.
As a taster, of
Yeah,
course.
see, I knew it. I knew it. Jackie, thank you for your hard work of coordinating 150-some volunteers. Amazing.
Well, thanks for having me.
So next in our circle of wonderful humans, we have Mr. Mark Domingo. He's the Director of Mission and Community Health. So Mark, do all the volunteers fall under your wings of leadership?
They're one of them. So they are a very favorite department of mine, and beyond community health and mission in the work, I get to work with our incredible volunteers when it comes to the work that they do in the hospital. And they just are so generous of their time. I say that there's one currency that is undeniably the best, and that is time. You can always make money, but time you could never get back. And for our volunteers to commit their time to be with us, I just always in awe.
Okay, so here's the question for you. Drum roll, Mr. Engineer. We've heard from Victoria that she has 124 volunteers on the East Campus. Jackie has 157 on the West Campus. Do you know all of their names?
I'm still working towards that. One day I will. But there's one thing I can't remember. I would always remember the smiles of our volunteers.
Absolutely. Look at these smiles.
300
I know.
and some of them.
Yes. 300, yes.
It's incredible.
That's incredible.
East and West.
Yes, I know. So good job. And you know what has hit me home here this morning, looking at their smiles, listening to them? The power to transform lives in our world, Mark, by volunteerism.
Yes.
Living proof of what's happening at Dignity Health.
Yes.
So, not to be last and not least, But sitting way over here in the corner is Lily. Where's Lily? She's behind me. Lily is a PAWS, P-A-W-S.
She is.
Dog.
Yes.
Do you take her with you to visit patients?
I do. I take her and her baby, Daisy.
Okay.
So I actually have 2 therapy dogs.
So Lily is, do they live with you?
They do. I raised them, I trained them, did the whole thing.
And what do they do when they go see a patient? How does a PAWS dog and a volunteer help our patients in the hospital?
Well, they're amazing at raising serotonin levels. They lower blood pressure. They bring a lot of smiles to the patient and the staff. And staff looks forward to the dogs coming in every day. We have, I think on the East Campus, we have a dog going in at least once a day, except I think on Saturday, I think is the only day we don't, right? Yeah, sometimes we have 2 dogs that go in. So the dogs bring lots and lots of joy to not just the patients, but also the staff.
So Vicki, is it just dogs or do we do rabbits and kittens?
I thought about bringing a horse,
And a
but
horse.
I don't know. I don't want to clean that up.
We should have Penny. Penny could bring little Max and little mini Max.
Right. We just have dogs right now,
Okay.
but we could,
Yes.
venture into that maybe. I don't know. I'm getting the shaking
I
head.
know.
but,
I'm
you
seeing
know.
shaking heads too. I guess it's no on the horse, right, Jackie?
It's an infection prevention.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yes.
So, how does being a volunteer with a dog, such as Lily, take root in your soul? What do you leave and take home with you after your visit with Lily to patients? How does it reinforce? What's that book, Soup for the Soul?
Yeah.
How does that give your soul soup?
So I became a volunteer because of my aunt who had cancer. And when she was in the hospital, the dogs would all come visit her. And she said, in honor of me, when I'm gone, I want you to get your dog certified. And I said, okay. And so Lily is in honor of my aunt.
Wonderful.
And so every time I go and I go home, it just brings a little bit more just joy to me, knowing that I'm bringing that joy and that comfort to the patients that really, really need them.
And Mark, the other thing that has just resonated with me is that volunteerism, just in talking to this group and listening to Vicki and Lily, volunteerism is visible. It's visible at every step, and people don't realize that. So, Robert, what do you think about being visible?
Well, I think I'm visible no matter where I go.
And that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what is your favorite part about being a volunteer, Robert?
Well, I greet patients as they come in, and I try and give them some instructions about what's going to happen. And then I also wheelchair them out.
Do you take the brake off the wheelchair?
No. But I let them know that I'm not a race driver.
Oh, okay.
And we're not in a race. We're taking it
perfect.
slow. And then during the walk from the recovery room to their car, I talk to them about why I volunteer. And I keep cards from Jackie in my back pocket. And if they say, oh, I think I'd like to do that,
Oh,
boom.
wonderful. Okay, out comes that card.
Out comes that card.
Very cool. So, Kim, why do you volunteer?
Well, I volunteer to help people and to help the staff because it's very important to our community. And I just do it because it gives me a lot of pleasure to be able to smile at people and have them smile back. And the staff is so appreciative of what we do. And you just feel very good about helping them, and they come up to you and they say, thank you for volunteering. We couldn't do this without you. And so it gives you a great feeling of worth that we can do these things for them and anybody who walks through the door.
So Robert explained what created his moment to become a volunteer. Why and what created you to be a volunteer?
Right.
What inspired you?
Originally, I did have a therapy dog, and that was wonderful. And after that, I realized that I'd made so many friends and acquaintances of volunteers and of the staff that if I didn't, when he retired, I thought, well, what am I going to do now?
Okay.
And so I just started coming back and volunteering for various different jobs until I found some that were just very well suited to me, which mostly is at the front desk.
Perfect.
Greeting people.
Wonderful. Chaplain Rex, what inspired you to become a volunteer?
Well, my inspiration came many years ago. That's quite a long story. When I got out of the Air Force, I found a position as a fireman in the fire department. Shortly after I went on the job, they instituted the paramedic program. And I was granted acceptance to that program, and I became a paramedic. And I got to go on many calls with many different people, and being able to talk to them, get to know them, let them get to know me. And there was one real particular episode when I was doing my internship as a paramedic. A busy Friday night, a call for an automobile accident, and a young lady had put her face through the windshield of a car. I cleaned her up, I bandaged her up, and I said, "Is there anything I can do for you?" She said, I need a hug. And I said, "Young lady, I have a daughter about your age. I'm a very good hugger." I gave her a big hug and took her into the hospital. Later that night, we went back into the hospital. I said, "How was the young lady that we brought in earlier?" They said, "The stitches have already been done. Go in and look at her." I walked into the room. I said, "Do you recognize me?" She said, "No." But you could barely see the stitches in her face. I turned my back on her, and I said, "Do you recognize me now?" She said, "Oh, yes." In the back of my shirt were 2 big handprints from when she'd been bleeding into her hands. So she recognized me by the blood on my shirt, and she said, that hug you gave me strengthened me, and it gave me the ability to know that I'm probably going to get through this. So that word, hugs, is what keeps me doing this in the system. When I visit a patient, I can't touch them, but I can give them verbal hugs.
What a beautiful story, Chaplain Rex. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So thank you for being in our life, my friend.
Thank you.
After the show, I'm going to let him hug me. So, Kaylin, we know that you're in the nursing program. We have to take a break. Hold that. We're going to hold that question, okay?
Okay.
To my Gen Z.
Perfect.
Take us to break.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hammer Time, waking up with the YCCA, a presentation of the Yavapai County Contractors Association. Once again, here's your host, Sandy Griffiths.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in to Hammer Time and listening to Mike. This is an hour of power, right?
Absolutely.
Talking with our YRMC Dignity Health volunteers in celebration of National Volunteer Week, April 19th through the 25th. And for our listeners, it was a week that officially took root in 1974. President Richard Nixon.
Interesting. I wonder if there was a specific issue that spawned that, or
he established it with an executive order, and good for him.
Absolutely. Wonderful idea.
Yes, absolutely. So back to our Gen Z. I love it. How many of us are baby boomers? Yay! Oh, Gen Z outnumbered. Yes. However, we do love and appreciate you. So, Miss Kaylin, let's go back. In one word, describe what it's like to be a YRMC volunteer. One word.
Community.
Excellent. Lovely. Robert, one word.
Connection.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Kim.
Gratitude.
Oh my gosh, my heart. Chaplain Rex.
Fulfillment.
Oh my gosh. Vicky with pause.
Inspirational.
Wow. Mark, what does that do to your heart to listen to those words?
It's so full. I feel like my heart just became 10 times bigger right now.
It did.
I'm so lucky.
Yes, you are lucky.
So lucky.
And the community is lucky to have these marvelous volunteers that, personally, I knew they were out there, but I didn't really know they were out there, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And one of the nice things about Prescott is we have just, as you know, I love the word plethora.
Yes.
But we do have a plethora of volunteer groups. But you know what? We have the cream of the crop with us today.
I do. And they're here, and what they do, they change the world.
Absolutely. And when you're in the hospital, I don't care if you've got family around or whatnot, but there are times when you're by yourself, and having someone come in and check on you just to see how you're doing and just to offer that branch of friendship, it's immeasurable.
It is. It totally is. So to all of our volunteers, I brought you a little sweetness. So Chaplain Rex, there you go.
Thank you.
Miss Kim, here you go.
Thank you.
Oh, I should have put them all in purple. Robert, you have purple ribbon. Kaylin, you have green ribbon.
Thank you.
Victoria, you have pink ribbon. It kind of matches your shirt. Jackie, pink ribbon. Vicky, pink ribbon. So wonderful.
Thank you.
So you're all sweet. We love what you do, and I hear the phrase quite often, Mike, and I know you do too, and Mark, where folks with gratitude say thank you for your service. This is one of those times, and on this radio show, where truly thank you for your service. From the bottom of my heart, not ever realizing what you actually did.
Well put.
I am so in awe of all of you. Do you think I would look good with purple?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think I would be a good volunteer?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I might have a calling, but I could only work one day a week.
I was going to say, with your schedule, how are you going to fit that in?
It would either have to be a Saturday or a Sunday.
And 15 minutes, right?
No, I could do 4 hours.
Oh, great. There you go.
Oh,
You
and
heard it.
my managers are shaking their head. Yes, I might like to do this. Okay, so back to our volunteers. Kim, share an experience. We heard from Chaplain Rex how he fulfilled himself by becoming a volunteer. Share an experience of, because you've mentioned it a couple times now, helping staff. Share an experience of interacting with staff.
Well, it's hard to really choose just one because it happens every day.
Frequently, okay.
And I recently had a staff member come up to me and said, "Thank goodness you're here," because she was waiting for somebody who was late, and she didn't know whether she was coming at all. And she kept coming out to the lobby saying, "Is she here? Is she here?" And I said, "You know what? Give me her name, and I'll let you know if she's here." And she was so grateful that she didn't have to come out every 5 minutes to make sure that she was getting this patient where she had to go. So, and there are just dozens of similar, dozens, probably hundreds of stories that are very similar to that. Just the staff being so grateful that we can help them and make their job just a little easier, because I think they have pretty hard jobs most of the time.
Yes, they do. So wonderful story. So Kaylin, we know that you are a nursing student, and what area do you want to move forward in?
I think that is yet to be determined.
Oh, okay. And are you taking your studies through YRMC, through their nursing program?
Through Yavapai College.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, I'm hoping to start there in the fall. I've been a pre-nursing student.
Okay, perfect. So Mike knows this. There were several months ago where I had a health episode, and I had to have iron injections. And when you go to the center over on the East Campus, the volunteers are in the infusion area. They were so lucky and beautiful, and they brought me crackers. I mean, and water, and they took care of me and made sure you're leaning back in your little chair and you're like a little covered up. So they did help me. It was beautiful. And they rotated in and out. It wasn't the same volunteer every time you went in, but there's living proof that you do what you say you're going to do. And you know what? Mark, they walk the walk, or walk the talk, or talk the walk.
And then for them to just go above and beyond of what they do, because they really love their jobs. And I'm not just saying that, right? I feel like we see that encounter every single day. And then for them to have a moment to also interact with each other and make new friends, and it be such an amazing experience, just it's so exciting.
So Rex, how many years have you been a volunteer, Chaplain Rex?
I'm not sure, but around 9 to 10 years.
Wow, okay. Quite a while. Kim?
16 years.
Oh my gosh. Robert?
3 years.
Okay, perfect. You've got 13 more go to catch up with Kim. You know that. Are you game?
I'm game.
Kaylin, how many years? 6 months.
7 months.
Okay. Victoria, how many years have you been manager of the volunteers?
12.
Okay, perfect.
12.
Jackie?
I have been with YRMC for 12 years, but I've managed the volunteers for 2.
Okay, again, ladies, you have got a long way to go to catch up with Kim. 16 years. Vicki, how many years?
I did 5.5 6.5 up here, and then 3 down in Phoenix.
Okay, well, you've almost caught up with Vicki, or with Kim.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Listeners, we have to take a break. We'll be right back with our most awesome and amazing volunteers.
You're listening to Hammer Time, waking up with the YCCA, a presentation of the Yavapai County Contractors Association. Once again, here's your host, Sandy Griffiths.
Listeners, thank you for tuning in to Hammer Time, brought to you by YCCA. And to the volunteers, we appreciate you, admire, and respect you immensely for what you do for this community and bring forward to the staff at Dignity Health, and more importantly, to the patients that have to go to the hospital. You make their stay easier and more delightful. So thank you for your hard work. We appreciate you. So back to Victoria and Jackie. How can someone become a volunteer? Who do they reach out to? Do you have to go through specific training to be a volunteer? How many hours is that? Background checks? How does all of that work for any of our listeners that might want to become involved with these invaluable seeds of kindness?
Great words. First of all, you would contact the campus that you would like to volunteer at, either Prescott or Prescott Valley. And we would set up an appointment. You'd come in, kind of get to know each other, see, what feels good. And I always like to see what you enjoy, what you're comfortable with. And then we see if we have something that fits that. So it's a mutual thing, because we want you to be happy at what you're doing. After we kind of pick a place or our department to volunteer in, of course there's paperwork, but then they call and make an appointment for a TB test through our employee health. So that's taken care of. They do a background check. And then they have an orientation, just like the new employees out of the hospital. The volunteers have an orientation as well, and that's usually on the West Campus with Jackie. And then once she gives me, yep, they're done with orientation, we call the trainers, because each department has their own trainer, the volunteer that's the head volunteer for that department. I will call them and say, okay, so-and-so's ready, here's their number, and they'll call.
So that leads me to a question then. How many departments have volunteers? And just name off a few of them.
So on the West Campus, we have surgery, our cath lab, endoscopy, emergency room. We have our front desk, registration. We also have volunteers over in our outpatient services building.
Not to interrupt, but I just know what I want to volunteer for. I just figured it out.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yes! Jackie, how did you know? The cart driver.
So that's a great job in the spring, summer, and early fall. In the winter, not so great.
I'll do it during the winter.
You get to wear a hat too.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's it. Yes, Victoria.
East Campus does also have some pretty much the same, but we also have the breast care center, and we have the birthing center, and of course infusion center.
Yes.
So also wound care, I volunteer in the wound care, plus, like I said, pretty much we don't have endo, but we have the surgery department, emergency, mail, so front desk.
No cafeteria, no food for you, Mike.
Sorry.
The only cafeteria job we have
Dishwashing.
is actually bundling silverware.
Oh, okay.
And that's not a 4-hour gig, so there you go.
Okay, Mike.
There's hope for me yet.
Yes. Make sure you know your salad spoon from your soup spoon.
I'll study hard.
So, okay, very interesting. So is there a specific number, Victoria and Jackie, that they should call for each campus? Should any of the listeners want to write it down?
Sure. For West Campus, the number is 928-771-5678. And for East Campus,
it's 928-442-8683.
Perfect. Now, Victoria, with your 124 volunteers that you manage, and Jackie, your 157, is that max, or do you have capability and room for more volunteers, additional?
Yeah, it seems like the need for volunteers increases more and more. So we get asked to, if we could have volunteers work with different departments, we kind of make sure it'll work, and then we go from there. So there is room to grow.
So why do you think the need is increasing?
So I will answer that. So pre-COVID, we had more than 700 volunteers between both campuses.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot of areas now that are starting to reopen for volunteer help. So we do have areas before that we didn't have volunteers post-COVID, immediately post-COVID, like our CVICU, our ICU, where they are asking for volunteers because they need the help.
So to the volunteers here in purple, when I was in college, we had candy stripers. And I was a candy striper. And we would deliver meals. We delivered the meals to the patients' rooms. And we had a little outfit we had to wear.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, YRMC actually used to have candy stripers
okay.
many years ago, but
perfect.
yes, they had them also.
So same sort of volunteerism.
Yes.
Okay, Rex, you are a true champion. We love and adore you, Chaplain, and thank you for being in our life.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Oh, my gosh, my pleasure. Kim, keep up the good work, and 16 years is amazing, my beautiful friend. Please don't ever stop.
I don't plan to.
Wonderful. Thank Evans. Yeah. Thank you for being in my life. Robert, you are a true genius and a champion of volunteers. The world is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Kaylin, our Gen Z, this is amazing to have a Gen Z in this group. Keep up the good work. We're happy that you came back home and landed back in our community. We're here for you. To our managers, Victoria and Jackie, thank you for your hard work in coordinating. It cannot be easy. Cannot be easy. So thank you for doing what you do. Mark, truly a blessing bringing this group to us this morning, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Vicki and Lily, thank you for being with us. And I know that service dogs, they're so very well needed, and what you do is just amazing. Thank you. So happy to have you with us. We have to take a short break, and we will wrap up our show when we come back.
You're listening to Hammer Time, waking up with the YCCA, a presentation of the Yavapai County Contractors Association. Once again, here's your host, Sandy Griffiths.
Listeners, volunteers, thank you from the bottom of my heart, for being with us this morning and sharing how important volunteerism is in our community. So, again, all together, say your words for what you think volunteerism is.
Connect.
Inspiration.
Community.
Her hugs.
I love hugs. Kim, share your word.
Gratitude.
Wonderful. We love you, community. Thank you for being with us. Mark Domingo, you're amazing.
Thank you all.
Hammer time.
Thank you for tuning in to Hammer Time, waking up with the YCCA, a presentation of the Yavapai County Contractors Association. Heard each and every Saturday morning at 7, with an encore presentation Sunday mornings at 7 on AM 1130 at 99.9 FM in Prescott, 95.5 FM, Prescott Valley and Cottonwood, and online at kqna.com. A library of past Hammer Time shows can be listened to on the Yavapai County Contractors website at ycca.org.
Break it down.
Airtime for this program is paid for by the Yavapai County Contractors Association, and they are solely responsible for its content.